Hey, I'm Sarah, I'm from KESAB, a waste educator, and I'm here with Joby, and we are talking trash again. I have a whole bunch of materials that you might recognise at home. I'm going to challenge Joby to try and put them into the right bin, and we're going to discuss what comes up. If it grows in green, it goes. So if it was recently alive in its life cycle, it can now be composted. Even tricky things like meat and bones that you might not want in your home compost, they're fine in a commercial compost because it gets really hot. So you had a compostable takeaway cup, and we know it's compostable because it's got the certified seedling logo. Absolutely perfect in here. Eggshells, even mollusk shells, so oyster shells or nut shells.
Prawn heads.
All fine in the green bin. Perfect. Lawn clippings, same as always. We know this is a compostable bag because it has the seedling logo that it's certified. Leaves as usual. Beautiful. Fantastic. 100% for that bin. Well done. So recycling, we have to remember it's a commodity market and the materials should be clean and dry so they make good quality new products. Also, they get sorted, so they go along a lot of machinery. Whatever you put in this bin also needs to be bigger than your fist so they can be easily found to be able to
I
sort
never knew
out.
that.
So we've got a cardboard box, and normally cardboard is fine, but this is a cardboard pizza box which often is not very clean, so it won't make good quality new cardboard. This, however, grew on a tree, so it can totally go into your green lidded organics bin. Foil trays, as long as they're clean. Often they're hard to get clean. If you can't get them clean, pop them in there, but you have to make sure that it's bigger than your fist. So if you've got like a foil Easter egg wrapper that's really tiny, bundle them together until they're a nice big size, and then you can recycle it. Newspaper, same as always, rigid plastic container, so scrunch test. If it springs back to its shape, it is a rigid hard plastic and it's fine for recycling. Still cans, same as usual. Little lids, they're plastic and technically they're recyclable, but they're much smaller than your fist. So the trick is put them inside something else that's also plastic, that's bigger. So a plastic bottle, for example. That way it's big enough for them to find to recycle. Glass jars, absolutely right. Cardboard takeaway containers are really tricky. Often you'll notice you've had a lovely juicy hamburger, but the inside does not look juicy or oily. That's because it's got a lining of plastic, and because it's plastic and cardboard together, they can't separate it out to recycle. So these generally have to go in the landfill bin, unless
What if there's a little seedling logo on that cup?
if it's a seedling logo, then it's certified, it can go in your FOGO bin. So there's lots that can go into your FOGO bin. Luckily, there's not very much that needs to go into landfill, and the studies that we did when we were shifting to this system showed that 40% of the landfill bin should actually go into the green lidded bin, and now we have this extra service for it. We're going to do really, really well in diverting it.
And so let's be really clear, that was 40% from our area. You guys actually got 200 of our red lidded bins from our area and picked through it.
Yeah, 52
found out
different
what was in
categories
there.
we sorted into. This is based off your own data. It's not data for South Australia or some metro area. It's your own data this is based on. So we know it can work. And Metro
Excellent.
Adelaide's been doing this for a long time. So we know you can do it. Now we've got tissues and paper towel. Lots of people think that they should go in landfill because they're a hygiene product.
Yep.
But it was growing. So it is good to put your tissues and paper towel into your FOGO bin.
Excellent.
Cooked foods, even processed foods, if they were edible, they were growing, they can also go into your FOGO bin, so don't worry about that.
So any leftovers?
Yep, all your leftovers, unless the chickens are getting them, of course. Tea bags. Now tea grows on a tree, tree leaves. Just be careful with your tea bags because lots of tea bags now have a plastic lining or a fully plastic. So you
tea bag?
Yeah, so you just want to check that. So if you tear it, hold it up to the light. If it's shiny or if it's hard to tear, then it's got plastic in it,
Really?
which means you're ingesting it. So tea leaves, go the whole way with tea leaves.
Okay.
Chip packets, they are a soft plastic, so if you scrunch it, it doesn't really have a shape.
Yep.
Perfect, so that needs to go into the red bin. Pet poo came from a living thing. Council now has compostable dog poo bags for you. So you can actually put this in a compostable bag, newspaper or loose, into your FOGO bin.
So when you're walking around the parks or on your walks, you will see them there. Okay, it's a green metal roll. In there is the pet poo bags. They're there, they're compostable.
Yep.
Pick them up, drop the poo in it, pop it in the green bin.
Perfect. So you can see there's lots that we can put into our green FOGO bin. There's also a lot that we can recycle, and there's actually very little that needs to go into the landfill bin. So when we think about using these bins, we want to think about using them like traffic lights. We know that this is not a good outcome. It gets buried in a hole in the ground, so we want to stop putting things in there. Recycling takes a lot of energy. It's good, and we get good outcomes out of it if we put quality in, but it uses a lot of resources still. Whereas this one, we get really positive outcomes, it grows all our food, and it's supporting our local economy as well. So social, environmental and economic benefits if we use these appropriately.